The benefits of phosphatidylserine for people over 60. Have you ever felt that your memory, focus, and even your mood aren't the same after 60? Do you know what it's like to enter a room and forget what you went looking for? Or to have difficulty remembering the name of someone you just met? These moments, although common, can be quite frustrating and even a little frightening, making us question whether we are losing control of our own minds. But what if I told you that much of this mental fog is not a definitive sentence, but rather a sign that your brain may need a specific nutrient, a vital component that in some people seems to decrease precisely at this stage of life. Science has been studying a key nutrient that can help nourish your brain and improve your quality of life safely. Stay with me, because today we're going to uncover what this nutrient is, how it works, and how you can use it to try to regain your mental clarity and live your golden years with more vitality. What's happening to our brain? First, it's important to understand that what you feel is real and part of a biological process. As we age, our bodies change. Skin loses elasticity, hair turns gray, and the brain, our most complex organ, also undergoes transformations. Think of your brain as a command center with about 100 billion cells, neurons, that communicate all the time. This communication is what allows us to think, feel, and remember. With aging, this network can begin to malfunction. The speed of messages can decrease, and the cells themselves can suffer from oxidative stress, which is like cellular rust. Furthermore, the structure of brain cells is crucial. One of the vital compounds for this structure is a type of good fat called phospholipid, and the most important one for the brain has a complicated name, phosphatidylserine. Imagine that each neuron has a skin, the cell membrane, which controls everything that enters and leaves. Phosphatidylserine is a key component of this membrane, helping to keep it fluid and flexible. This fluidity allows nutrients to enter, waste products to exit, and most importantly, nerve signals to be transmitted clearly. The problem is that with age, the composition of cell membranes can change, and there is a hypothesis that our body's ability to produce phosphatidylserine may decrease. With less efficient cell membranes, communication between neurons can become slower. This is where memory lapses and difficulty concentrating can arise. The good news, which science has been exploring, is that it may be possible to provide the brain with the nutrient it needs to support its function. The scientific solution: introducing phosphatidylserine. Now that we understand the scenario, let's talk about the solution, phosphatidylserine, or simply PS. Despite the name, the concept is simple. Phosphatidylserine is a type of fat that is part of the structure of the body's cells, but it is especially concentrated in the brain. It is not a synthetic drug. It is a substance that our body uses to keep the brain functioning. Its main function is to ensure the integrity and fluidity of neuron membranes. Think of the membrane as the doorman of a building. He needs to be agile in deciding who enters, nutrients, who leaves, toxins, and how messages are passed. Phosphatidylserine helps keep this doorman in shape because it facilitates communication, optimizes the release of neurotransmitters, the brain's chemical messengers such as acetylcholine, important for memory, and dopamine, linked to focus. Transports nutrients, helps glucose, the brain's main fuel, enter cells to generate energy. Protects cells. Although not a direct antioxidant like vitamin C, phosphatidylserine has protective effects, helping to modulate inflammation and protect the integrity of cell membranes against damage. Several clinical studies, especially with older people, have investigated the effects of supplementation. The results show modest but consistent effects, mainly in elderly people with memory complaints. It is important to emphasize that research provides the basis for discussing these benefits, taking the subject out of the realm of guesswork. It is not a miracle cure, but a nutritional intervention that seeks to give the body back something it uses itself. Early research used bovine phosphatidylserine, but for safety, most quality supplements today come from plant sources, such as soy and sunflower. Although older studies with the bovine version showed more robust effects, there is evidence that plant-based PS also provides benefits, even if the results are more variable. The observed benefits for the mind after 60. Let's see what phosphatidylserine supplementation can do in everyday life. Evidence points to improvements in areas such as memory and focus, as well as cognitive support. 1. Memory improvement, the most studied benefit. This is the best-known effect of phosphatidylserine. It's not a magic pill for a photographic memory, but rather a real improvement in those areas that affect us most with age. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Biochemistry and Nutrition analyzed elderly people with memory complaints. The group that took phosphatidylserine showed an improvement in memory tests compared to the group that took a placebo, especially those who had worse scores at the beginning. This suggests that it may be particularly useful for those who need it most. What types of memory can it improve? Studies point to verbal memory, the ability to remember names and words. You know when a word is on the tip of your tongue? Phosphatidylserine seems to help access this information. Short-term memory, remembering a phone number you just heard or tasks you need to do. Recognition, the ability to recognize faces and remember where you know that person from. It's important to note that old claims about reversing the brain's clock are considered exaggerated nowadays, being more marketing language than an accurate description of the supplement's effect. 2. Support for focus and concentration. It's difficult to remember something if you haven't paid attention. Phosphatidylserine can also help improve attention and concentration. It seems to do this by helping regulate neurotransmitters like dopamine. In practice, this can mean being able to read a book for longer without your mind wandering, staying engaged in a conversation, planning and executing tasks that require multiple steps. Evidence for focus and attention is somewhat less robust than for memory, but some studies indicate faster and more accurate thinking on cognitive tests. 3. Support against cognitive decline. This point needs to be addressed honestly. Many people seek supplements to prevent diseases like Alzheimer's. It's crucial to understand what science says. There is no proof that phosphatidylserine prevents or cures Alzheimer's. However, evidence suggests it may play a role in so-called mild cognitive decline, MCD, an intermediate stage between normal age-related forgetfulness and dementia. Some studies in MCD patients have shown that supplementation can help improve symptoms on cognitive tests, but the idea that it slows the progression of the disease still lacks conclusive data. Think of it as a maintenance strategy. Just as we care for our hearts, we can nourish our brains with compounds like phosphatidylserine to keep them more resilient. Possible benefits for mood, stress, and sleep. Beyond cognition, science also explores the impact of phosphatidylserine on our quality of life, including mood, stress, and sleep. 1. Regulation of stress and cortisol. Cortisol is known as the stress hormone. At chronically high levels, it can be harmful to the brain. Some studies, mostly with young or middle-aged adults in situations of acute stress, such as before a test, have shown that phosphatidylserine can attenuate cortisol release. Extrapolating these findings suggests that it could help promote a greater sense of calm in daily life, but this is a generalization that goes beyond current data. 2. Improved mood. Apathy and irritability can accompany memory difficulties. There are small exploratory studies suggesting that phosphatidylserine, especially when combined with omega-3, may help improve depressive symptoms in the elderly. However, the evidence is still preliminary, and PS should not be seen as a substitute for medical treatments for depression, but perhaps as a possible complement to be discussed with a professional. 3. Promotion of restful sleep. A good night's sleep is fundamental for the brain. There is a hypothesis that phosphatidylserine's ability to regulate cortisol could help improve sleep since high cortisol levels at night can cause insomnia. Some limited data from small studies suggest this possibility, especially when PS is associated with omega-3. However, there is no strong clinical evidence that phosphatidylserine alone is a recognized treatment for insomnia in the elderly. Practical guide: how to obtain and use phosphatidylserine. Okay, but how do you get more phosphatidylserine? Basically, in two ways: through diet and supplementation. 1. Dietary sources. Our bodies produce it, but we also obtain it from foods such as offal, chicken liver and heart, for example, fish, mackerel, herring, and tuna. Soy lecithin is one of the richest plant sources. Other sources, in smaller quantities, in white beans, egg yolks, and sunflower seeds. The challenge is that, to reach the doses used in studies, it would be necessary to consume very large quantities of these foods. Therefore, supplementation is usually the most practical way. 2. Supplementation, dosage, and recommendations. Based on the scientific literature, the general guidelines are: dosage. The most common dose in studies for age-related cognitive decline is 300 milligrams per day, usually divided into 3 100 milliliter doses with meals. For mild complaints, doses of 100 to 200 milligrams per day may be considered. How to take. Because it is fat-soluble, it is best absorbed with a meal containing some fat. The most important warning: before starting to use any supplement, it is essential that you consult your doctor or nutritionist. Although phosphatidylserine is safe for most, a professional can assess your history, check for possible drug interactions, and recommend the right dose for you. Combination with omega-3, DHA. Research on the combination of phosphatidylserine with DHA, a type of omega-3, is promising. Both are components of brain membranes and appear to work synergistically. It may be interesting to ask your doctor about a formula that combines the two: safety, side effects, and managing expectations. Safety is a legitimate concern. Fortunately, phosphatidylserine has an excellent safety profile and is well tolerated at recommended doses. Side effects. Side effects are rare and mild, such as gastric discomfort. This may occur initially, but taking it with food usually resolves it. Insomnia. At higher doses, above 300 milligrams, some people report difficulty sleeping. Dividing the dose throughout the day helps to avoid this. Precautions and contraindications. Allergies. If the supplement is soy-based, those with allergies should look for a sunflower version. Drug interactions. There are theoretical concerns about interactions with anticoagulants, anti-inflammatory drugs, and Alzheimer's medications. Reinforcing: medical consultation is essential. Managing your expectations, what to expect and when. It is crucial to be realistic. Phosphatidylserine is not an immediate effect drug. It is a nutrient that the brain needs to incorporate. Patience. The most noticeable benefits for memory usually appear after 6 to 12 weeks of continuous use. Consistency. Taking the supplement occasionally won't work. Daily use is necessary. It's not a cure, it's a support. Phosphatidylserine is a tool, but it works best as part of a healthy lifestyle that includes good nutrition, exercise, mental and social stimulation, and quality sleep. It's important to know that, as seen in studies, not all users will feel a clear benefit. We've seen that memory lapses and difficulty focusing after 60 don't have to be a death sentence. They can be a sign that your brain needs a nutritional boost. Phosphatidylserine is a natural and vital component of brain cells, and science suggests that supplementation can help improve memory, increase concentration, and balance the stress response. The main message is empowerment. Aging healthily and with mental clarity is an achievable goal. Taking care of your brain is one of the greatest acts of self-care. If you found this information useful, please like this video so more people can find it. And if you know someone who could benefit from this message, please share it. To avoid missing our upcoming content on how to live a healthier and fuller life after 60, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Now, I want to hear from you. Were you already familiar with phosphatidylserine? Do you have any questions? Leave your comment below. Let's exchange information and create a supportive community. Thank you for your attention, and until next time.